Hey folks, what's up? Happy Friday to everybody. Welcome. We are doing a GameSpot live, of course. Destiny 2 again because it's Destiny 2 week, and of course, you know me, Eric. I don't need an excuse to play Destiny. I love the game. Glad that everyone's here. Hope you guys are having a happy Friday. I'm glad you guys could tune in. Thanks, Slenderman, for subbing. I think he said I subbed. I got you guys in chat, Twitch, YouTube. Again, thank you guys for hanging out with us. And today's premise is kind of, somebody moved my picture in picture. Let me fix that while we talk. The premise of today's stream is, as the title mentions, there are new Guardians out there playing Destiny 2 that didn't play Destiny 1 that might not know what to do after they finish the story. For example, Justin Haywald, who just finished our lead news editor, just finished story yesterday and tweeted out saying, hey, I finished story. What should I do now? So this is kind of geared towards helping those folks. And of course, I'll try to answer as many questions as I can while we're at it. And I'm going to show you guys some stuff also today that's new to Destiny 2, something that we've been waiting for as a feature to come into the game. Well, it was always a feature that we knew about in the game, is clans. So let me show you the clan, GameSpot clan. There's our new banner that Rob Handlery made. Thank you, Rob, for making this wonderful banner for us. Let me get rid of that myself. Okay, someone broke my game too somehow. Sometimes people come into your studio and just change things somehow. Everything's working the way you want it to. One day, the next day, you come in and it's not the way you thought it was going to be. All right. Boom. Does that work? All right, cool. I fixed it. Blame Tay. All right. What's up, Lucas? Later, Ravia. Anyways, GameSpot clan. I think it's 100 cap. So, if you're interested, there's rewards for being part of the clan, leveling up the clan. You get more rewards for being in the clan. We're going to do a little video later on explaining kind of just what clans are, how they work, me and John Luke. But this is kind of our start here, the GS GameSpot clan. If you guys want to join, obviously, I'm not sure if they fixed the searchable clan things on Bungie.net yet, but GameSpot is there. Hopefully you can find it. If not, you should tell us. And yeah, we're going to start doing every Tuesday, Destiny's Children. It's a two-parter. Tuesdays, live streams with me, Rob, and John Luke. We're going to intermix the three of us. That sounds kind of weird, but it'll only be two of us at a time. Whereas on Fridays, our UK team, Lucy, Timur, and Dave, that fire team will be playing and posting like a long play of what they're up to, and this will run for a good 6 to 8 weeks. So every Tuesday, I think our premise will be like, hey, the Nightfall reset, let's get new members in, try to help people out. That's kind of the hope. We'll see. That starts next Tuesday. So anyways, there's the clans. But back to kind of just talking about stuff you can do once you finish the game. Obviously, you can go PvP if you like. There is a reason to do PvP. You have milestones weekly. The Call to Arms quest, essentially, that was in Destiny 1, which was like a weekly quest, is back. And it gives you powerful gear from Shaxx. And powerful gear is awesome because it scales to your level, unlike a lot of the other legendary engrams that kind of stop at 265 from the vendors. You can also get legendary engrams, but those, unless you're lucky, will only roll up to 270. Whereas if you're, let's say, 275 light, this powerful gear is probably going to be roughly around that or higher. So that's something you might want to do. Obviously, Nightfall is another thing you want to consider doing once you're done with the story. But of course, Nightfall requires a certain power level. The min requirement right now is 240, but obviously, you guys should probably be higher than that. I've heard some struggles. You know what? That pip is totally in the way. Let me get rid of that. Sorry, guys. So yeah, Clan XP now also has powerful gear, which is pretty cool. So glad to see that that's in there. That's new on the milestones list. Earn XP in strikes, raids, crucible, or world activities. So we'll be trying to get that one, obviously. Another thing you can do, of course, are strikes. We can take a look at that. Obviously, you have your strikes kind of playlist, or you can earn a bunch of stuff, and then you have your nightfall, which will have different varying modifiers for the week, and you generally will get good gear from here. Sometimes exotic if you're lucky, if it's like Destiny 1. Other things you can do, obviously, are go on to planets. If you haven't unlocked the patrol quests, you can do that through Cade. I don't have it here anymore, unfortunately, but each planet has kind of quests and missions that you can do post-story after the campaign. Some of those lead to exotics, weapons. I can show you some, like the Might of Multi-tool. My pro tip here, though, is with some of these exotic weapons, you kind of want to wait until you're higher power level so that you can get a really high level free exotic. But you can still do the missions, just kind of don't turn it in until later. Same with Sturm. So the missions are cool, obviously, because they give you free gear and they're just cool stories. You can also do, adventures, of course, if you need rare gear or upgrade points. Like I might do some of these for upgrade points. I don't know what this Dynasty story leads to. I should probably find out. But yeah, ultimately you're trying to increase your power level so that you can be potentially raid ready if that's something you want to do, or to do trials, obviously. But yes. So that's kind of where we're at with that. And so I guess the first thing we can do, I showed you guys a lot of public events yesterday. We can go and, why don't we go and do an adventure or something? Show you guys some of that. I'm sure you guys have seen it, but that's something we can do. Obviously, public events is another thing you can do after story. It's a fun activity for you and your teammates to do once you've kind of finished the story. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything like that, or good tips that you guys have learned as well, put those in the chat, obviously, and I'll try to get through that as I can, obviously. It's not a decrypt goob. I would just wait to turn in that last part, I think. Andrew Alexander asking, quickest way to get to 260. In my opinion, if you have the patience, I would just say just do a lot of public events and try to trigger those as heroics. We actually did a video yesterday on how to trigger heroic activities for heroic public events. We can try doing this one right now since it's actually active and show you what I mean if you don't know what those are yet. Andrew Alexander, so we'll try to do that right now. Let's see if I can get into this and see if I can help them out. Looks like it's halfway. So for this one, this is the Cabal excavation. What happens is you want to override this lander, but in a little bit, a Cabal ship is actually going to fly by, and what you need to do is you need to kill that ship before the timer essentially runs out. You have about, I think, 2 or 3 chances to kill him, and then once you kill that ship, it's actually going to trigger the heroic, which will then spawn a big boss. So this is a good way to get more loot, especially if you can make it heroic, because heroic gives you a better chance at more loot. So you'll get like 2 blues and potentially a legendary engram. You can get exotic engrams from this. You'll get tokens, obviously. There's the ship right there that I'm talking about, the Thresher. So basically, you just shoot this guy down, hopefully, while hopefully not dying to other stuff. I tend to get shot by other stuff all the time. But yes, it looks like the other guardians here that I'm with know that we need to shoot down this Thresher. He does come around, like I said, at least 2 times, if not 3. So try to kill him. He's going to come back in a second. So we'll try to kill him and then get that done. Another thing you can do is there's Cade treasure maps, but I would kind of save those too until later. But you could do... Cade has 2 types of treasure maps, I'm sorry. He has an EDZ treasure map, which has chests that he just tells you where to get. And then there's like a scouting report, which will tell you where chests are. And you want to do that one when you're on a planet, because it's a 4-hour buff. It only costs a glimmer, and it'll tell you where treasure chests are. And treasure chests are good because they can give you coins, Sometimes you can get legendary engrams out of them, and the more coins you get, the more you'll be able to level up your faction or the NPCs on the planets. So if you get 20 coins, that'll... Oh, what the hell? Oh, did he already override the lander? Okay, so this guy screwed it up for us. He just stood there and didn't want to kill the ship. So you'll still get a chest from doing public events, which is good, but you just have less likelihood to get like more stuff. You'll probably just get a coin, maybe 1 blue. Whereas if you did it heroic, you'd probably get 2. Like the chances of getting 2 blues is higher, and a chance of getting exotic and legendary engram, obviously. So right now I have a map triggered for Nessus, a scouting report. So there's a chest here, obviously. So we're gonna open that up. Just got a coin, but again, coins are fine. There's another chest right there, which is like really good, obviously. So yeah, it's pretty good stuff. So basically for me, I just, the way I leveled up quickly to 260 plus was I just did a lot of heroic, well, I eventually started doing heroic public events. You don't always get coins, so just be mindful of that. We're trying to do a story, aren't we? Or an adventure. Oh, the adventure is pretty far away. And I can't access it because I gotta do a skill quest. But that's fine, we can head towards that direction. But yeah, I just did a lot of public events. I just scanned the destinations. Once I figured out you can do heroic events, I started doing that. And we can actually show you another really cheeky way to level fast. I'll show it to you guys later in the stream, kind of explain that. Also, if you for some reason want the picture-in-picture back, I can do it. If not, we can just leave it as gameplay today and just enjoy that. I might be going the wrong way. I'm sorry. Oh, I totally went the wrong way. So you can also pick up that stuff right there, the interlace data. Let's just go back real quick. I apologize. Totally went the wrong way. It looks like there's daily challenges too. So it says, do a lost sector, the Tangles, Nessus Scavenger. If you do those, you'll get, I believe, 2 coins each one. So a total of 6 coins there, which is obviously pretty good. Because you only need 20 to get. And when you turn in 20 coins to the vendor, they'll usually give you 2 legendaries. Sometimes they'll give you 1 legendary and legendary shards. But the legendary shards actually that they give you is more than if you broke down a legendary, which is like 5 or 6, which is pretty good, obviously. But yeah, we have a bunch of guides up on YouTube, how to get Sturm, exotic hand cannon. We also have a bunch of guides, written guides that you guys can check out, like which class might be for you. That's also on YouTube if you guys want to check that out. If you guys haven't subbed, consider subbing so that you guys can get notified for when we go live for live streams, which is every day at 11 a.m. And also when we put up cool VOD content like and features like the history of Assassin's Creed, which John Luke and Richard Lee worked on recently. If you want to learn about how it began and where it started at, that feature is up and available for your viewing pleasure on the YouTubes. But yeah, we do a bunch of cool stuff. Mike and Jake do reboots. We have the lobby on Wednesdays. But yeah. Is this right? Legendary equals 265 cap. Powerful gear equals 270. Exotics greater than 270s. Not necessarily, Goob. Powerful gear actually scales to your level, meaning that if you're 270, that powerful gear is going to be at least 270 plus. I thought it was a 265 plus thing, but then it actually isn't. Oh wow, we got personal clan XP. I kind of want to see what that does. Okay, so it's this. Got it. So yeah, we're gonna do this Lost Crew adventure, which is one of the fun things you can do to get upgrade points, gear. I wouldn't say this is a fast way though to get gear, so be mindful of that. Fathead Gaming asking, how do I start a heroic public event and how do I tell the difference between heroic and standard public events? All events will start off as public, just normal public events. What you have to do is, depending on which public event you get, it will you have to trigger the heroic differently. So if you actually go to our YouTube page, we did a video on how to achieve heroic public events. In that Cabal excavation public event that we were just at, what we had to do there was kill the Thresher ship that that was flying around before we actually finished holding the landing rig or getting rid of the landing rig. And so we didn't do that, so it didn't trigger heroic. But if you do the right things, it will trigger heroic, and it'll say, hey, you've joined a heroic public event. And when you do that, you'll then be able to have the chance to get more loot, essentially. And so you can watch that video, or we can also try to do some heroic public events when we see them, or try to trigger heroic public events when we see them. Guess I grind heroic pubs because I'm almost 265. Yeah, I mean, pretty much it's the fastest way, Goob. It's not the only way, obviously. You can do strikes. I did a strike, and I got really lucky. I got an exotic engram off of it, but that's obviously just luck. But I would say that if you're looking for speed, definitely go ahead and try to trigger as many heroic public events as you can. Some heroic public events are pretty hard by yourself, so try to have a fire team if possible, or hope that people are there. I will try to get rid of that one other guy that's kind of being weird. I'm not trying to sell this game, Kiras. I'm just trying to help those that are past the story. If you're not into the game, then I get it. That's fine. But you don't need to come raining on everyone else's parade just because you're not a Destiny fan or whatnot. Or if you just don't like me in general, that's fine. You don't have to watch. I understand. I guess thank you for your comment. Thanks, Fathead Gaming, for the question. And thanks for going to potentially watch that video. It'll give you a rundown on how to do those things, and it'll make a lot more sense once you see them and once you do them. And you'll get used to them. There's only, I believe, 8 public events, and they each have their own special way to trigger the heroic. So check that out. It'll be really helpful, and hopefully you get an exotic. I've gotten 2 exotics from the heroic public events. I think 1 last night and 1 yesterday afternoon. So definitely worthwhile. But Goob, Goob and everyone in chat, I'll show you another way. So like I said, it was kind of cheeky, kind of dirty. But if you want to try it to do it, it should work. So I'll show it to you guys in a little bit. Wait, let me see. Let me try to read his name. It's IXZE3XI saying, rep up your vendors. You got a ward of coil from it. Yeah, you can get lucky from the vendors and get a exotic from the vendor if you're like really lucky. And oh shoot, I just died. And if you're lucky, that's awesome. I got lucky one time. I got a Sunshot 271. So once you get the vendor's max, they'll only give you 265 legendaries. It won't be higher than that. But if you're lucky and get an exotic, it can be, you know, potentially up to 270 plus. I am currently playing on a PS4. Let's all game. Yes. None of the tips I'm giving right now will affect you on Xbox One if you're playing on Xbox. The only difference on PS4 is there's a weapon exclusive, a strike exclusive map, and a Crucible exclusive map. But all the tips that I've been giving so far, or the topics I've been talking about, are in both consoles, or on both consoles. Matt Marcel asking, I'm new to Destiny because I didn't play Destiny 1. What should I expect from this as opposed to other FPS games? Is this okay for single player? I believe you could solo this game if you wanted to. The game is definitely more fun with like a fire team, but that's another story. In terms of what you can expect in the game, it's a very, this is my opinion, obviously, a very high quality space shooter that has really sound shooting mechanics. If the weight of the the shooting, the sound of the shooting, they all feel great, in my opinion, again. And the story this time around compared to Destiny 1 is a lot better, in my opinion. But there's just a lot of fun different things that you can learn about. And I think that if you enjoy FPS games, this is a game that I would recommend trying if you have the money for it. Egg sausage McMuffin. Eric, you professional as always. Trying to be. Chaz Grace asking, is level 20 the current max level? Yes, that's like what part 1 of 2, if you want to think about it like that. So part 1 is, obviously get to level 20. That's max level. And then there's power level, which is based on your gear. And you slowly... Is this not a data module? You slowly level that up as you acquire more gear. And to do that, there are multiple ways, as mentioned before. Strikes, you got Nightfall, you got Crucible. Okay, that was a weird jump. Please, Mantle. Thank you. There is a public event happening near us, but I kind of want to try to focus on finishing this so that, especially with these platforms kind of coming in. Oh, gosh. We can try to go check out that public event in a second. I can try to trigger it as a heroic, hopefully. Thank you. I just picked it up today. Sweet, Matt Marcel. I think you'll have a lot of fun. Come back, hopefully, on another day and share your thoughts. Oh, crap. I totally was looking at chat. Ah! My legs! Good thing I have space boots and I didn't break my legs. So this is Glimmer Extraction. I'll try to show it to you guys really quick. So what you want to do is... Where the hell is the extraction point? Oh, there it is. What you want to do is there's a glimmer... Yeah, that thing, what they're hitting. There's a little tool that's being used to extract that glimmer. You need to destroy it at each extraction point. I want to say there's been a couple times where somebody didn't kill the first one, but it ended up being okay because multiple devices showed up at the end. So as long as you kill all the devices before the timer goes off, you should be good to go. And it'll trigger a heroic where you have to basically protect a big pile of glimmer and kill a boss captain. That's bigger than this excavation or extraction captain. But you'll see in a second. These guys know what they're doing, so we'll get back to that adventure in a second. Yeah, it's a tough one, Fire Hedgehog. I know it's going to be tough to wait on PC. It did look good. I will say the advantage you'll have on PC is, you'll have FOV sliders. You're going to have 1080-60 at your disposal, 4K at your disposal if you want, which is something that console players won't have. So it's definitely a trade-off, obviously. But hopefully you enjoy yourself. I'm happy that the PC crowd finally gets to get their hands on Destiny. I know there's quite a lot of people in the... Oh, we got a legendary. Yeah, good. There's Extractor. So I'm really happy that that group of players will now have Destiny to play. All right, so second Glimmer device down. One more to go after we finish this one. Then we can get back to our adventure essentially. But basically you're farming for gear. And it's just about how efficient you can be to level it. If you want to take it slow, that's totally fine too. These are just some tips to help speed up your leveling. Also, I'll give you another tip about infusing in a second once we can kind of finish these two things and focus and show you guys the menus a bit. But it's a pretty good tip, pretty solid tip that I didn't realize at first until I kind of like did it a couple times and then happened to have that like aha moment. Kind of curious for all the Guardians that are in chat, if what classes are you guys playing? Rep your class. I'm Titan for life pretty much. I mean, I had all 3 characters in V1, but so there's that pile of glimmer I was mentioning. Ooh, I got blown up by the ship. Question, where is your health at? My health, if I can get shot, is at the very top, that top middle. When you see blue, it's because I have an overshield. I have to get hit to show you the health again, but it's that white bar right there that goes down. Currently we have a healing rift. There's the big captain that I was speaking about. So we just have to transmit that the Glimmer back. So there's a timer there. It's like you got to capture it, essentially. I'll show you guys in just a second. So if we stand in here, it's like transmitting the Glimmer back. And so you just wait here, kill Fallen as they come, and protect the Glimmer, essentially. And as long as you're actually on this point before the timer runs out and you don't die, you can actually still achieve the heroic. But this one's probably by far the easiest one. It's still a little bit difficult by yourself because, you know, there's a lot of enemies and that captain could be a pain in the butt if you're by yourself. But I think it's doable depending on your light level. Definitely easier, as mentioned. There you go. So heroic done. We'll see if we get lucky and maybe streamer's luck will say exotic. Nah, we only got 1 blue. So that happens sometimes. Sometimes you get 2 blues, but you just want to trigger heroic just to give yourself a better chance, obviously. Titan all the way, says Tin. Whoop. 54, we just flipped. Holy balls. Warlock all day, says Jeff Surratt. Let's all game Titan. I like it. Will you be streaming the raid next week, says Jay Garcia. We are talking about it. We got to see if we can get enough people raid ready. We also do want to do it so that Callie Plaggy, who is our Destiny 2 reviewer this time around, I think Mike did a lot of the Destiny stuff before, but this time around, needs to do the raid to have a good sense of a full final review. So the hope is that, yeah, we're going to try to do the raid next week. I don't know if we'll have everyone's perspective. We might just do 2 people in here and then the rest outside. I kind of actually have to work out some of the logistics with John Luke, but we will definitely try. That is definitely in the cards, hopefully. Assuming we are all kind of ready to. Chaz Gray says, Warlock OP and PvP. My personal rankings currently, and I haven't PvP'd that much, only enough to finish that one quest. This is from Chaz. Is I would love... sorry, it's Hunter, I feel like, Warlock, then Titan. But that's just me. Obviously, it's still skill-based. But I feel like having that dodge reload roll for Hunter is really good. And I don't know. I just like playing Voidwalker in PvP. So, again, just my preference, obviously. Or my opinion, rather. At GameSpot, are you able to move and adjust the UI? No, it's not like WoW, unfortunately. Oh my god, I'm going to die. I didn't realize there was going to be this many Vex, like right there. Hobgoblin shooting me, so it's a close call. Also, the other thing that's interesting, which I'll show you guys in a second, that you guys can play around with if you haven't noticed, is one, it's no longer discipline, intellect, and strength. It's mobility, resistance, and recovery. And because it's that way, you can kind of play around a little bit more with how you want to spec your character. You can make someone like super fast and super nimble, but then really weak, or like that could get damaged real easily. So that's something you can play around with if you want. I got Night Soccer, says Pro Sniper Bro, it is OP. I'm guessing he means in PvP. Wouldn't be shocked though. How many people max in the raid? It is 6. If you guys want to see other weapons or anything, I can try to show those off. I don't have that many exotics, I have some. One of my favorite exotics, actually, you can pick up just by playing through the game. It'll become an option that you can select down the road. I think it's, to be honest, the best 2 options are either this, the Graviton Lance, which is a pulse rifle that on kill will cause the enemy to explode and create like a kind of like a void black hole. Well, not that guy, like that. Pretty cool. And then the other pretty good exotic is Sunshot, which is a hand cannon that's pretty much kind of got a Fatebringer feel. Damn, I need fried friends. Yeah, well, that was State Azure. State, the good news is clans are in the game, and hopefully with that, and you'll be able to potentially, you know, kind of like queue up and do like a looking for raid essentially, or not looking for raid, but you can queue up and hope that there's a clan that only has 5 people and would pick you up to do the raid. Or you can always, I'm sure there's still going to be sites and things like Bungie.net that will have the like looking for group, essentially. How quickly replaced are the pre-order weapons? If you're talking about Cold Heart, you get Cold Heart after you beat the campaign, which comes at 215. And if you like that beam weapon, you can infuse it if you want to, obviously. I don't have it right now. I'm not using it. But, yeah.
Yes, friendly ghost. The memory of what happened to them will live
Can you show us the
forever
ARC subclass
in me.
and go over the skill tree, says Jade Garcia? Sure.
In a way,
It's
will
pretty
never
similar
die.
to Old Striker. You got flashbang grenade. The grenades are the same. Pulse grenade, lightning grenade. I like lightning grenade. Then you have the new third ability, which is towering barricade or rallying barricade. This creates a huge barricade, and when they walk through it, they kind of get hurt. Enemies get hurt, and if it's the AI, they get like slightly blinded, I believe. And then this is rallying barricade. Do I have to actually? Oh, I actually have to unlock that. I'm not gonna unlock that on this one, but yeah, you could use either one. Then you have high lift, strafe jump, and catapult lift. Again, I just haven't leveled these because points, obviously. Then you have frontal assault, reversal, knockout, and trample. So, and then you got seismic strike, aftershocks, double grenade, and is this increase the duration and additional grenade? Yep. And you leave like kind of like a static field behind. So that was an adventure. Oh, here's the kind of pro tip. So I can't really show it to you right now, but hypothetically, let's say, damn, I don't have like a lower end exotic, huh? Probably put them all in the bank. Okay, so let's say I have these, right? Actually, I could do it for you guys. So an interesting thing about infusing exotics is that exotics have this kind of like 5 defense legendary modifier on top of the void melee abilities recharge faster, but it has the +5 defense, right? Same with weapons. Weapons have a +5 attack. So the interesting thing is, let's say these are 244, right? And you're infusing. Infusing normally brings it up to the same light as the thing you're infusing it to. However, with an exotic, because it has this +5 damage or defense modifier, it's going to actually net 5 more. So if I do this, right, it's going to become 269. Or it should become 269 if my math is right. Boom. See? 269. So that's a little tip to kind of get like your exotics even higher, I guess. Or to infuse your exotics to kind of pull your light power level higher. So you can do that. Or maybe you have an exotic that you don't think you're going to use, but you want to make sure that your next infusion is like even higher, would be to, take, I don't have another low end exotic, do I? Yeah, 249. So if I wanted to use these to then infuse, these purple gloves, let's say, I'd want to try to pull this to 270 to then make this like 270, if that makes sense. So that's just a little infusion tip. If that makes sense. Hopefully it did. Alrighty, let's look at our destination map. Destination map. Alright, you know what? I'm just going to show it to you guys now. Yeah, Goob. So exotics have an inherent +5 armor or +5 damage. So when you're infusing, you should actually look at what you're infusing and just add 5 to that, and that's what it is. What's up, Bella? How are you doing? All right, so now I'm going to talk about something cheeky, as I mentioned earlier, that you can do and has been discovered in Destiny 2. It's essentially almost like having a loot cave again. What you're going to need to do is you're going to need to pick Nessus. When you, after you pick Nessus, you're going to want to go to Exodus Black. So I'm just going to show that. Actually, I was already there. I don't know why I did that. All right, so Cool. All right. So again, just really briefly, sorry, just to explain. All right. So the Destiny 2 loot cave is kind of back. To do so, to get to this Destiny 2 loot cave, we're going to need to go to Nessus, obviously, and then you need to fly to Exodus Black. All right, cool. When you get to Exodus Black, we're going to head on over here. You might as well get your Sparrow out, assuming you have it. If you don't necessarily need to have a Sparrow to do this, but it's a little bit faster if you do it with a Sparrow. So you're going to go through this cave, which I'm kind of dubbing the loot cave. Whoops. So you're going to not get shot by these guys. You're going to go through here, and you're going to end up in this other cave, which you can also summon a Sparrow in. And we're going to continue through this cave. And we're going to essentially ride over yonder. And then we're going to keep going through the cave. And then we're going to keep going until we get to this platform, which is here in the top right-hand corner. Let me switch back to my Mida. I don't have my Mida on me, actually. Whoa. Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry. So after you get teleported, you're going to run this way. And we're going to go through that portal. I believe I actually could have grabbed the chest just now when we ran through it the first time, but we're going to run through this portal. We're going to get teleported here. Here's those jerks that were shooting me earlier. Go ahead, get rid of them so that you don't have to deal with them. They'll show up every now and then. So now I happen to have the Nessus scouting map consumable open, but now you can grab this chest. And the reason why this is kind of the loot cave is because you grab this chest and you'll get a token. Sometimes you'll get legendary engrams, sometimes you'll get a blue. But anyways, after you do that, you're going to run back this way. We can't summon our vehicle there. I think we can summon it back here. Let me try. Hold on. Yeah. Summon your Sparrow again. Then you're going to ride through the cave. And then you're going to hop off. Then you're going to go back to that platform. I should have my Mida multi-tool out. It actually helps if you want to speed it up by adding or changing your armor pieces to mobility. But essentially, you're going to keep running here. And basically, you're just rinse and repeating. So basically, you can keep farming this chest every time. Now, if you don't have the Nessus scouting report, there are like multiple spots where this treasure chest can be. But my suggestion would just be to have the scouting report, which you can buy from Cade. So basically, you can just keep farming coins, which you can give to the vendor. Or if you get lucky, you'll get legendary engrams. So summon your Sparrow again. And then we're going to get through the Chamber of Sky cave here. Pop off our Sparrow. And just rinse and repeat. So yeah, this is basically the Destiny 2, I guess, new loot cave. And I'm going to try a couple more times, and just so we can see if we get a legendary engram. Obviously, you know, it doesn't always happen, but one can hope. These ones, for some reason, this chest just will keep respawning. And so it's like unlimited chests, I guess, if you want to do this. Now, this is a little mind-numbing, and it's definitely not for everybody, so I understand. But if you want to level up fast, this is a decent way to do it, because you're going to get blues or purples, potentially. So sometimes it's back here as the map. Wait, I think it's... Oh, sorry. It's through this alley here. So that's why it really helps to have the map. It's only 5,000 glimmer to have the map. Pick that loot up. No legendary engram yet, but that's okay. We're just going to run back out. Again, Like I said, to make this faster, if you have a Mida multi-tool, that'll help you run faster, obviously, because that's just the perk. If you have higher mobility gear, that's going to help you. But basically, this is the Destiny 2 loot cave, the new loot cave. So do this at your own risk, obviously. There's, you know, they're probably going to patch it, I would assume, at some point. But, you know, enjoy it if you want to. If you don't, that's fine too. As mentioned, we have other ways and tips that we've given you to kind of find ways to farm, like Hero Public events and whatnot. But this way, you're basically just running a loop. Alrighty, so let's try one more time and see if we get a legendary. If not, we're gonna move on. The chest can sometimes be there. There's like multiple spots where it'll spawn, so obviously, as mentioned before. There you go, legendary in-game. It took us about 5 tries, but hey, what was that really in time? Like a couple minutes. So yeah, pretty awesome, I guess. If you need to get gear or if you need to farm tokens, you know, just run this loop on Exodus Black in this cave, and I hope you enjoy it. I just muscle memory did it again, so I guess we might as well just do it this last time, and then we're gonna destination out of here to do something else. So pretty cool. I mean, if I could say that you got one every 1 in 5, that'd be pretty awesome, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Also, I'm not sure. I haven't done this chest enough, but just don't be shocked if for some reason you don't get a coin, because I've looted chests and not gotten coins before. Also, I'm not actually sure if you can get exotics from this chest. So if anyone finds out and gets an exotic from doing this method, please hit me up. Tell me your findings. Where is the chest this time? It is not around. It's definitely in here, though. Just gotta find it. It's probably like, could be up above. Sometimes it can be behind or like on this ledge. Sometimes it's back there. Let's see if it's up top. It'd be hilarious if it's not working anymore. No chest right now. That's interesting. This would be the first time that we don't see it. That or my scouting report ran out, but I don't think that's possible. That is weird. Now I'm actually curious, like, if it like changed some. Oh, there it is. I don't know why the scouting report map didn't show it, but just look all around. Obviously, this is another spot. So there's always going to be a chest. That time, only a coin. But you guys get the point. So let's get on out of here. All right. Looks like this public event's going to start. So might as well just do that. Show that again. Level up gaming. Why does a sword need ammo? It's a sword. Well, you know, it's gotta show somewhere. Sorry if I missed some chat showing that off, but yeah. KTM192K at GameSpot. Eric, what activities give you the most legendary shards besides, I'm assuming, the Nightfall? I missed the last part of that question, so let me tighten all the way. Nice. I would say heroic public events would be a good way potentially, but legendary shards. Actually, you know what? That's not true necessarily. I would just farm coins and break. Oh, I'm not gonna get that because I think I didn't do anything, so it's not like the. Oh wait, it let me have it. Cool. Oh, that was okay. So this is a new one. This is the ether servitor. What you have to do for this one is kill all the baby servitors that he spawns, which is like right there. We got to get on it right now because if he consumes it, it's over. All right, we got it. So the next one's harder because he spawns 3. I would say though, to get legendary shards really fast, just level up the rep with your vendors, which takes 20 of the planetary coins. Every 20 usually leads to 2 legendaries or at least a legendary and legendary shards. Sometimes that's actually better if you're after legendary shards because they give 5 to 6 instead of a legendary, which, as mentioned before, is which is better than. Sorry, I think we did it. Yeah, so we triggered the heroic, which is good. Sorry, I got caught up there. But yeah, sometimes they give you 5 to 6, which is better than you just breaking down a legendary, which will only give you 3. So that is actually the fastest way to get legendary shards, in my opinion. So by doing, you know, heroic public events or farming even that chest I just mentioned, that would probably be the fastest way, because you just want to get 20 coins as fast as you can, and then turn those in, and yeah. Then break down the things you don't want, or hope that you only get 1 legendary and legendary shards. Obviously, you guys want to stock up legendary shards because Zur is here next week. For some reason, I thought he'd show up this week, but the Destiny 2 schedule more or less is out now. Bungie tweeted that out yesterday in their reports. And so if you're curious what next week's Nightfall is, or when the raid is, that information is all out there now. So check that out, obviously. Coolio. So boom, you get a coin. Also, another decent way to get coins is, it seems like there's daily challenges on the planets. So if you do those challenges right there on the right-hand side, you get 2 coins, I believe, for each one. So if I picked up more data lattice, I think I should get 2 more coins. If you have a lot of time and you're not bothered by doing a grindy grind, I would do that chest, the loot cave chest grind that I just showed you guys. Hey bro, says Golden Glider. What's up, man? How are you doing? What are the other challenges? Lost Sector and Tangle. We can do a Lost Sector. Lost Sectors are another thing you could do. They're like kind of like mini dungeons. And the cool thing of can we just run there? The cool thing about Lost Sectors is you get 2 coins for that, so they're pretty worthwhile. But they take a little longer. So I'm sorry, I'm like looking. I need GPS. Clearly, is it this way? Just want to make sure we're going the right way. They take a little bit longer, but you know, some people enjoy kind of like that dungeon feel. So Level Up Gaming, I kind of explained what the semi-new loot cave is. There's a chest that you can kind of infinitely run. I'd say it's about, you know, 30 to 45 seconds go arounds, and you'll get a chest each time. We got a legendary engram on our 5th chest, but otherwise you're probably just gonna get coins. Again, to reiterate, I do not know if you can get exotics out of there because I haven't actually farmed that loot cave. That was the first time I've done it. So, MJ Brown 3, the loot cave is on Exodus Black. I don't think you can actually DVR back in Twitch, but if you watch our YouTube live stream, there is there's the ability for you to kind of scrub back and DVR back to when I talk about the loot cave. You'll see me kind of going through the same area like over and over, so that part is where I more or less explain it. So it was here on Exodus Black. Where is a Lost Sector? There's only one, I guess. So let's head on over there. Sorry to the, I think that's Korean name that I cannot read. But he asks, is public events totally random or happens at a certain time? They happen at a certain time, but the beauty of what Destiny 2 has compared to Destiny 1 is that no longer do you have to use Destiny public event tracker, which was a website, which was kind of accurate, but oh shoot. Sorry, hold on. These Vex won't let me kind of just be real quick. But the good thing, as mentioned, is that now, oh, I passed the Lost Sector. You can check your destinations, and you can check each planet. This is what I do for heroic events. You can see that one's going to happen in about 4 minutes. So maybe that's not going to be soon enough for you. You can look, you know, they're on the map essentially, and they tell you how long they're going to be from happening. So use that as your kind of guide. I'm going to pick up this data lattice because there's a challenge today, and I want to show you guys that you can get those coins that way from the daily challenge. Because we need like what, X%. It won't show right now because there's other stuff over there. We need to gather 10, so we've only gathered 4. I saw the lost sector. Oh, there it is. Is there a little crevice here for a cave? Yep. All right. Can you replay story missions? Sort of, Jason X440. With meditations, I believe is what it's called with Ikora Ray, she kind of gives you the ability to redo some of that stuff. I haven't actually tried it, so I can't speak in depth about it, unfortunately, but I believe there is a way. So now we're in a lost sector, which, like as mentioned, is more or less like having a dungeon. There's minions. There's a kind of boss guy that gives you essentially a key to a chest that you get at the very end, which, as mentioned again, have usually 2 coins, and sometimes more, obviously. Yeah, you can also rewatch the VOD on Twitch later. It's just that if you're trying to watch what I said about the loot cave now, the only 2 ways... Okay. The only 2 ways currently is to either watch on GameSpot.com and DVR back from there, or watch on YouTube. So this is the boss in this lost sector. It's a Hydra who's being really annoying. He's doing his Michael Jackson kind of like back step in here. Trying to find help, probably, is what he's doing. Oh, he had friends. Oh my goodness. He is on the run. Try to kill him before he summoned more stuff. Couldn't do it. Alright, so we got the code. Here's the said chest that you get at the end. So there I got... Oh, so so the reason why I got 4 coins, just not to mislead you guys, is I got 2 from finishing the daily challenge for the planet, which is that first one. And then I got 2 from the chest for completing the lost sector. So that's why we got what we got. I'm gonna finish the first part of the data lace. I always say that wrong. When do you recommend get the exotics from the quests as Sylvester Cano? I would say try to get your power level as high as you can. The higher, the better. If you don't have the patience for that, then just whenever you get your power level to the highest, because I saw some of my friends getting 285 Midas because they waited till they were like 269-ish or 270. But if you don't have the patience, that's totally fine. I think when I got Sturm, I was only like maybe 250-ish. I just missed a public event. But yeah, I guess daily challenges is another good way. I kind of showed some people that were here yesterday this little farming run. I buy the scouting report for Nessus, and then I just kind of like sparrow around and pick up treasure chests for coins. There's like about 5 or 6 chests in just this small area of Exodus Black that you can get. Sometimes you get shaders, sometimes you can get a legendary engram. But yeah, we're still after the data stuff for the challenge, which we need 4 more of. But that stuff is also pretty prevalent around this area. I should be on my Sparrow. That's like kind of like a tip, just try not to get off your Sparrow unless, you see a treasure chest like this one. Yeah, sometimes you don't get a coin. It happens. But there's another chest, so, maybe this one will have one. Or not. How many coins do I have? I feel like when I have like 30 plus, it gets a lot slower. I have 45. Yeah, okay. That's reasonable. Now in the loot cave thing we did, we always got a coin, so I don't actually know if that's gonna change or not. But I thought there was data stuff there, but it was a light. I was tricked. But yeah, that seems like another good way to get some easy coins is just kind of do the daily challenges on each planet. They're pretty straightforward, like kill X, do a lost sector, pick this up, and as mentioned earlier, try to unlock patrols, because then you can do patrols while you're doing the challenges, etc. This is definitely not Infinite Warfare, Finn the Human. If anything, COD World War II is about to borrow from Destiny, and they're going to have a social space. I'm going to hold out for Mida and Rat King. Rat King's a little bit harder because you need a fire team. Sturm and Mida are soloable. I haven't checked the IO one to see if there's an exotic for that. If someone knows if there is, they can tell me here. Empty chest, what the F? Yeah, it happens. Oh, did I not get that? Sometimes you can come up empty. It's very possible. It happened to me a lot yesterday too. Oh, he's just trying to have fun. Yeah, that's fine. He might be trolling. It happens. But he got me to kind of talk. Shyfix still farming. Yeah, just trying to show off different things that you could do post story, because I know some of my coworkers. See, I didn't get anything from that either, but I'm guessing we're getting rewards, progression rewards here. Yep, we are. Just trying to show off different things you can do when you're done with the story, especially if you weren't a player from Destiny 1. Had a lot of coworkers just finishing up story yesterday, kind of asking, hey, what should I do? So I was like, hey, we could kind of center a stream around things that, you could do in Destiny 2 after, a story. So hopefully, the stream so far has been helpful for you guys. And I appreciate all you guys hanging out, chatting, asking questions, repping your subclass, or your classes rather, not your subclasses. It's been a fun time. It's been a fun Friday. Definitely blessed and fortunate to be able to play Destiny 2 here on stream with you guys, and enjoy your guys' company. We are live every day at 11 a.m. So come stop by. Every Tuesday we're going to be streaming Destiny 2 from now on. And then we're still going to do our various other game releases, maybe some other fun stuff that people get into. So, how do you see daily challenges? You just kind of hold down the middle button on my PlayStation. It's that kind of the black pad in the middle. That's how you see the daily challenges for the planet. Sometimes you have some UI stuff that might be on the right-hand side, so don't panic if you don't see anything. You know what? After we finish the daily challenge, we should maybe go turn in coins, because we haven't gotten any post. There might be a cap. I've just opened 4 or 5 chests, no coins, and I'm at 45. I don't know if there's actually a cap. Maybe someone in chat knows. It'd be nice if someone in chat could tell me. Where the hell did he go? High value targets. Oh, he left. Got it. High value targets also drop coins, so you could, conceivably kill those guys when you see them. Rep that clan. Yep. Don't forget, clan stuff finally is out today in the game. We have a GameSpot clan. If you're looking to join a clan, that is an option for you. Did we open this chest already? Seems like no one is here right now because I have basically all the chest timers. Looks like a heroic event might be happening soon. Looks like the Vex one. Again, if you guys are keen to learn about how to trigger those heroic public events, we did post up a video yesterday night that tells you how to do those. It's pretty short. I try to keep it pretty short so that you guys, and to the point, so that you guys can just understand the general premise of how those things work. This has been a real dry run of coins. Does anyone know if there is a 45 cap limit on coins. I don't know why 45 would be a number though. That seems kind of. All right, well, it's not because we just gained 2 from doing a public event, but we haven't gotten one out of a chest in a pretty long time. So we're just gonna head on over and spend 20 coins. See how it goes. I actually should be spending these coins on my. I'm making another Titan so that I can get more gear that way. But I should be spending it on him so that he could get a head up because he can get 182.
Yeah.
But here you go. You turn in rep. As mentioned, every 20 coins you're going to get an Ingram. I'm maxed out on my vendors, 265. The only thing I could get lucky on potentially is maybe getting a exotic. We didn't, but see, there's two legendaries. I almost prefer personally to get shards in a legendary now, but you know. Oh, that went to the post. It totally went to the post. Anyways, I was going to double check that they're 265, but I'm almost positive they are, so nothing to see there. Let me just get rid of some stuff so we can make some space. Also, it's weird. I haven't seen any 265 blues yet. Maybe I have to be even higher level, but yeah. Alrighty. Let's go see if the coins are fixed now a little bit. Our little coin situation here. We're running dry on those chests there for a hot minute. We can do that public event too in a second. But yeah, you can also, there's a bunch of oh. He's back. Here, stay there. That's a good little captain. Alright. Definitely gonna get a coin, right? Yeah. I think in certain cases you're always gonna get something. Like because something's hitting me. Because they have to. But I don't know about chests if that's always the case. So we're kind of testing that theory right now. Like I mentioned before, when I personally hit like around, I don't know, 35 before, it like felt like I was not getting coins anymore. But again, that could have just been bad RNG. But we did open like what, 5 to 7 chests, and we didn't get a coin. There we go. We're back. So this is another thing you could do. We could check out another planet. We haven't really done that, huh? I'm just wanting to make sure that this coin thing is kind of accurate, and just it'll give you guys information too. All right, we got a coin. So I would say when you have you know, like close to 35 or 40 coins, I would start to maybe consider turning some in, because now we're getting coins all day again. So if you're doing that loot cave thing, you might want to go spend some. Or if you don't care about coins, then
I'm detecting abnormal Vex activity in a local quadrant.
Game be like, chill, bro. You're wrecking me. Nah, dude. We're supposed to be friends, hand in hand. I should really be on my Sparrow, but you know, with Mida, I feel pretty quick. All right, we'll go do this Spire integration. Oh, am I by myself? All right, damn it. It's gonna be a lot harder by myself to trigger heroic. Essentially, there's 3 of these pads that get summoned eventually, and you have to not only hold off the Vex from going into essentially the conflux, but you also have to hold these to 100. Now, apparently having 2 people on the pad is pretty ideal. Sometimes 2 pads are up at one time, but essentially we have to stop these guys from getting into there and also hold this pad. Probably gonna get overrun at some point, which is kind of annoying. This is why you want a fire team. All right, pad number 1 is done. Gonna get off that guy. Going to see if the other pads are up. They're not yet. I believe if you let too many in, it won't let you trigger the heroic either. So you see there's a 10 out of 10 at the bottom. So you don't want to make sure that you're keeping it, you know, as high as possible. Eric, have you tried to see if if you get more XP from 10 coins at once compared to one at a time? I have not actually done the math on that, but I have to assume there's got to be a benefit from turning in multiple versus like turning in one at a time. Oh, there's a minnow. Oh wait, there should be another pad by now. Did I not finish the first pad? No. I did. Maybe it's a time thing. That's weird. Oh, there it is. Speak of the devil. This is gonna be really hard to like defend the conflux while holding this spot. I can't actually see if like, yeah, see. As mentioned, this one's really kind of tough by yourself. So we already lost progression. Yeah, someone just teleported into it. Like I can't watch both from here. And that level 20 apparently doesn't want to do this event, so you know. I think another guy's trying to teleport through right now. What are we at? We lost percentage, right? We had to have, yeah. If I hold this by myself, it's pretty good. I mean, it's definitely doable. It's just really tediously annoying. The last spot... Oh, God. The last spot will be easier to hold. All right, we're 9 to 10. We're okay. If I could stop this guy from... All right, I think we'll be okay, maybe. Okay, someone's angry. I don't really want to do this, but I have a choice. Might even die still. Barricade! This is awkward. I don't even know if I could do it anymore, actually, because I don't have enough time. Yeah. Unfortunate. It is what it is. This is a mess. Throw a grenade over here. Alright, well, couldn't do it. Couldn't do it heroic. It's too hard by yourself. What is the most powerful weapon in Destiny 2? I think it's too early to tell.
Recalculating infrastructure integrity
One
to
blue and a
account for the
coin.
damage you caused.
Sure. We did all the chests on this side. All right, we'll make a little bit of a run here back this way. Get some coins. Yep. So we showed off the adventures, we showed off public events, we showed off a lost sector, showed off some daily challenges, we showed off the loot cave, showed off a priority target or a high value target, which also gives you a coin. What else is... There's still Nightfalls, obviously. I didn't do a strike. That's gonna take too long at this rate. But strikes are pretty cool. There's 5 of them. 6 if you're on PlayStation, and so far the ones I've done have been pretty good. I like them more than the original Destiny, but because there's just more involved, there's more stuff you're doing. The bosses are a little bit more complex. So I saw that it was pointing a chest over here. Bet you it's like right above. No, it's not. What? Is there a chest that I don't know of, or was it the same chest that I just picked up? I'm guessing it's the same one I just picked up. Cool. Oh, it's up there. Why use a grenade on that harpy though? Oh, I was just trying to throw a grenade that way to like keep them away from the conflux. If I'm remembering the situation you're talking about, it wasn't a great grenade though. I wasn't too thrilled with it. But you know, sometimes you panic. Shit happens. Looks like it's pretty dry here now. So, do you need to see the finish the story to see the daily challenges? That I'm actually not sure of, Magnus McLeod. I don't recall checking for the daily challenges. I could do that on another character though. I believe my other character is on Nessus, so we could do that. Or maybe someone in chat knows already, so we can kind of avoid that. Alrighty, so maybe we just do a strike. You guys what do you guys want to see that would be beneficial to you guys for post-story stuff? Now that we're kind of at where we're at, because I did show you guys kind of a bunch of stuff that you could do. So.
And that's the last one.
Boom.
Nice job, partner.
Can you still Flying Fist of Havoc, like when you jump up and come down at an angle? Not that I know of. I don't think that exists anymore. I forgot exactly what the name for that was. One person saying strike, Jesse the Worm. Death from above. Thank you, MJ Brown. That was it. Floppy Fish also saying strike. Okay. Oh, let me kill this high value target real quick. He's usually like right around here. It's the captain. Unless I am mistaken. Down there. Is that him over there? Yep, okay. Let's just kill him really quick and then we'll go do a strike real quick. Is there plenty to do solo after campaign? Yeah, I soloed all my power level to 270 mostly by myself or with people that were just out in the public. So it's very soloable if you want to do it. Now the only hard part to solo will be the raid and the nightfall. That you'll probably want a group for, obviously. But everything else you can do solo if you would like. See a chest, so I'm gonna go. Where did it go? Where did it go? It totally said chest. We all saw it, right? Isn't that crazy? Aha. Alright, so it seems like that sweet spot number, as mentioned before, is like when you're getting close to 40, you probably want to start spending some coins because it really felt like I wasn't getting coins anymore. Anyways, another nice feature, quality of life feature in Destiny 2 is you can go to destinations and just queue up for a strike without actually having to go to orbit. So let's just queue up for a strike. I'm gonna omit the first word there, Salman Almataz. It's do you. There you go. Do you recommend buying this game? It depends. Depends on what kind of games you like. I think that if you're into FPS games that have, a pretty solid story, a good experience, if you're into shooting mechanics, I think this is a solid first-person shooter with, again, pretty decent story and a lot to do after that. Some might see that as grinding, though. So if you're not really big on grinding things, or like grinding quests or grinding heroic events and things like public events like that, this might not be for you. But for me, I like the camaraderie of Destiny 2 and Destiny. I have my old clanmates coming back. Playing with them is a blast, obviously, and I enjoy the raids a lot. The raids are a huge thing for me, personally, coming from a person that has played like World of Warcraft, Lineage 2, things like that.
Sometimes the best way to spring a trap.
So yeah, that's just me though. You have to choose for yourself though, if those are some of the things you think you'd like to do. If not, then I would not recommend this game for you. So I'm not trying to sell this game on anyone. That's just my, oops, why did I do that? I was like, do I have solar? Yeah, you have solar, you dummy. Trying to just mix up my elements here for the boss here. I don't know why these guys are waiting. So this is a pretty fun one. The boss is like a sniper guy that eventually I think doesn't snipe anymore. So he has multiple phases. If I recall. No, actually, maybe he snipes the whole. No, he doesn't snipe at the end. You'll see here in a second, and we'll show you the boss mechanic. This is also the Nightfall, I believe, for this week. Again, this is just my opinion. It's not like GameSpot's opinion. It's my personal opinion. So take it with a grain of salt. Obviously, I have no power ammo. Sweet. And I forgot, like, after not using the Mida for so long, it's like you got to put that hat on their head. That's how you get headshots. Alrighty, let's go dunk this ball. Once Twitch Ravager here has got it. Looks like he's got it. Can you still use bubble? As Titan says, ask random person. Yes, the bubble still exists. It just doesn't have all the perks that it used to, like weapons of light or blessings of light. But the bubble still exists. It is in the game. It is actually in the top part of the Sentinel tree, which I can show you in just a second.
Blowing up is as good as you can hope for sometimes.
Way to reach for the stars.
Enzo Gaming saying, I'm 312 on my Titan already. Find it a little bit hard to believe, but if you are, congrats. It was such a like specific number that it like almost sells me on it that he might be 312, but I have this feeling he's not 312. But you never know. It's possible if he's been playing all day. Congrats if you're level 312 though. Oops. Yeah, I'll show it to you real quick, random person. Oops. Wrong subclass. The bubble's right here. Ward of Dawn. So yep, still doable. I was going sort of the right way.
Still haven't been able to track down Zahn.
Jesse the Worm, yeah, I mean, like, I'm sure we'll have a higher level when the expansion comes out, but I don't know. I mean, I'm fine with it because it's just more content for me to play. Now, I know that not everyone is a fan of DLC, but hey, if you're going to spend potentially, I don't know, 15 to 20 hours or, you know, 10 hours, whatever it is, if that's worth 20 bucks to you, that's worth it, right? If you want to save a little bit of money and you know you're going to play the expansions, then just buy the digital deluxe or whatever. That saves you $5 on each expansion, 10 in total. I don't even know if you have to kill this ship. I don't think you do. These guys have way too much life. I guess they are just melee only though. But that's a total rip-off, dude. I mean, again, personal opinion. That $20 is worth it to me. I'm fine with it. Now, not everyone's fine with it. I get it. But you also have people that buy microtransactions, so, you know. I know that I think that Destiny 2 alone is there's a lot of stuff to do, a lot of stuff to play. Legendary Inground, let's go. I must not have noticed that somehow, and my pre-order packs aren't working. Any tips? I missed. I guess re-explain the question. Is it possible to get the Midas or the Rat King exotic from dropped exotic engrams? I don't know. I don't think so. I would assume not, because they're like quest specific. I never saw it in the things that you could get dropped when I cycled through exotics.
Well, it wouldn't be a Red Legion base without another indoor egg.
Raid is out next week, Kyle. Correct. Okay. Cool. He somehow killed me after death. It was like martyrdom. Or it felt like martyrdom. Kyle, we might be able to do a stream of the raid. We're still working out the details on it, but stay tuned. If it happens, it will happen after the lobby, of course. You got sniped. I got sniped by rockets, man.
Bad tanks between us
Well, I might
and
have died to
Rockets
the
and Zion.
Scions, but ultimately I got hit by
You
rockets.
should blow up the tank.
He's a master technician.
Oh, this guy's crazy. He's going in. He says my arc staff is good enough to destroy a tank. Whoa, why is dude over here? Holy crap. There, we're crazy too. No! Let me have the glory! But thank you, Henry D. Yes, I probably got sniped. Camo Midwest says, I was a D1 player, built a $3,500 PC, gotta wait long as hell for the PC version. Yeah, fortunately. Jesse the Worm, enough with the sucking up, they're not watching. Again, I told you, take it with a grain of salt. It's my opinion. I'm fine with it. So are a lot of people apparently, and there's some people that aren't fine with it. I get that. I totally understand. If you're worried about that whole situation and not wanting to pay for DLC, just don't buy the game then. That's all right. There are a lot of quality games out this year that you could play. Legend of Zelda, that game will take you 75 hours if you have a Switch. Go play that. If you have if you have a Switch, Sonic for $20, that was great. Trying to think of all there's so many good things that came out this year. You're on PS4, go play Neo. That was a great game. If you like Dark Souls, you like games. Persona 5, just to name a few. I can't. That guy's smart. He's that's a bad name, right? Use a grenade launcher, in my opinion. I'm actually not huge on the grenade launchers. I don't like that you have to mostly direct hit with them instead of bouncing them. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too used to like old like Team Fortress. I think I call it that. Later, Jesse the Worm. I do appreciate your thoughts. It's fair. You guys are entitled to what you want to say. What's the best heavy weapon for the Nightfall? Asking Henry D. I haven't actually done the Nightfall. I've been waiting for some friends to catch up before doing it.
Now backup plans overrated.
Here we go.
Mark Lopez says DLC is not a problem. I just want to make sure if I'm buying the bundle that it's all of it. That's fair. I don't think they necessarily planned on Rise of Iron necessarily, but the way I look at it is like the same way with Diablo 3. I feel like the Necro was like a way to stall and buy time for the next game. So I feel like Destiny 2 wasn't ready yet, and they probably were then told like, hey, we need to keep having content out so that the players have something to play. And so, we ended up with Rise of Iron, which was fine. I thought it wasn't a great expansion, but it was fine. And yeah, that's where we're at with that. So he now snipes from his little sniper ledge. And, oh god. In order to get him off the ledge, we essentially have to carry a ball that will then destroy his tower. And right now he is immune. We cannot damage him, but I believe he can shoot out of his bubble, which is not fair because Titans can't even shoot out of their own damn bubble. # salts. Unimpressed with your accuracy with the controller. That's fine. I've been playing a lot lately, and sometimes you just aren't in the zone as much, so I don't have Adderall on me. I can't be like a professional COD player and land all my headshots. I kind of want to know if it actually, like, how much it actually helps. But that'd be a funny, like, case study, like, comparison. Comparing a person that isn't a pro player, that, he plays, a competitive FPS without Adderall, and then all of a sudden, he, but then all of a sudden you try what it's like to see if he did take Adderall, if he suddenly like lands more headshots, or if his skill level goes up. Oh, he's out of there. So much. Been going pretty swimmingly though. Sure, it's harder on Nightfall because things probably have more shields. Yeah, that's the one thing about the Nightfall though. You want to make sure that your fire team has a good assortment of elemental damage as to take the shields off. Oh yeah, he calls it a ship, doesn't he? Or no, he calls it backup. I feel like there was a ship at one point though. I remember doing this with Chastity and Randy Couture the other day. bad. Did that not work? Why did I not get an overshield? Must have taken too much damage. Alright, we can chill. Where is the said shit? Yeah, so he stops sniping and then he comes down. Like a normal cabal essentially. Oops. Got him. So that's a strike. Another activity you could do if you're done with the story. You can also do them during the story. I think you unlock them at level 11, if I recall correctly. You get Vanguard tokens, you get engrams, sometimes you get legendary, sometimes you get exotic if you're lucky. But yeah.
Does this say flame turret?
Don't forget about the signal flares.
Your grenade throwing is perfect. The first one's bad. The second one's pretty good. But yeah. Enzo Gaming, can you tell me what to do? I wasn't given my sword or cold heart when finishing the campaign. That's actually really interesting. I'm assuming you're in the right place to try to receive those things. If you're having that problem, I haven't had that occur. There have been a couple bugs, so I unfortunately don't know what to tell you there, Enzo Gaming. I do feel bad that that's happening to you. I hope that you get it. Is that the Mida Mini Tool? The SMG was the Mida Mini Tool. The Scout is obviously the Mida Multi Tool. But that's going to wrap up our stream today. Really appreciate you guys all hanging out, tuning in, just trying to help enlighten as many people that have just beat campaign or the story on all the stuff you can do, the various things you can do. I'm sure there's much more that I might have missed. But of course, there's also the Cade maps, which I use them all. You buy 5 of these. You can buy 5 of these, and once a week, I believe. And those will sometimes have legendary engrams in them as well. So definitely get those from Cade. But yeah, that's about it. Josh and can you talk louder? Hopefully this is loud enough because we're outroing. But that's that. We'll see you guys next week, Monday, 11 a.m. We'll be live streaming again. I don't recall the game off the top of my head, but we'll figure it out. Tuesday, Destiny's Children. Obviously, I think next week will probably be me and John Luke to start. And also, just don't forget Destiny's Children today with a long play series with Timur, Lucy, and Dave in the UK. And don't forget, clans are also out. So if you're fiending, maybe needing clan, GameSpot clan is available. Let me show that real quick without me because it blocks the flag. There we are. We'll be leveling and progressing that. So all cool things. Hope you guys are enjoying the game. Maybe interested in the game. Maybe interested in picking that up. We have a bunch of guide content on YouTube as well as the site. So stay tuned to all those things. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that follow button. Really appreciate you guys all hanging out, doing your thing, giving me knowledge, and also listening. Appreciate it. Until next time, guys. Bye.